as I said before, let's give credit where it's due. So the SEL 587 manual is where I got a lot of these images from in Appendix F. It's a gold mine for these kinds of resources. This one's going to be a YD11. In that SEL manual, it was also called a YDAB. And if you look, that's because on the delta side, right here on the secondary, right on the delta, the A phase terminal is connected to B phase coil and A phase coil. Okay. So let's go ahead and start labeling the stuff here. What's the easiest thing to do? Always that stinking neutral. So let's just get that knocked out of the way right here. That's done. All right. And then we need our phase connections. So this is going to be A, big A. This one is B. So we're going to jump over. This is going to be big B. This one right here, we're going to jump over. And this one's going to be big C. Okay. And now we need to identify our delta. And remember, the delta is the one that's a little trickier. However, we do know one thing on our delta. We could just go ahead and do all of our polarity connections. Okay, those are going to be flat out easy. This is little a, little b, and little c. All right. Now, this is a DAB, which means that this A phase coil or terminal is going to connect to our B phase coil as well. Well, A phase is not going to connect to B phase directly. That's a phase-to-phase fault. Okay, so we're going to connect to the other side of the B phase coil, which is right here. Okay, and then what do we have left? Well, this one is going to follow the same pattern. You would just go down and jumper down one, okay, and it would go to the C phase coil. And is that true? Well, does B phase terminal connect to positive polarity B? Yes. Does it connect to negative polarity of C? Follow it down, and yes, it does. So there's that one. And the last one to do is our C phase terminal, and we didn't connect anything to A up here. So let's go ahead and jump this up. And I know that I got some wiring soup down here, but now you can see how it can be easily confusing if you just don't find a good method to draw it out with. So that's how this one is going to be hooked up. Now let's go ahead and do our vector diagram. Now remember what we're doing. What is the purpose of this vector diagram? We know that this coil is in phase with this coil. Okay, that's not the purpose of the vector diagram. The purpose of the vector diagram is to identify the phase change between the terminals. Okay, that's what it is. It's our line voltages, not our phase voltages. Okay, so that's what we have to take into perspective here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw our Y, and our Y is going to be right here. It's A, C, and B. That's kind of a horrible B, maybe a little bit more down in it. There we go. Maybe that'll work better. This is VB, VA, and VC, right? Because this is rotating in this direction. And then we have our delta. So let's look at our delta. We're going to follow the same convention that we've been doing for everything else. And what is this A phase terminal right here connected to, right? This A phase terminal is connected to the A phase coil here and the negative polarity of the B phase coil, okay? So that means that V little a is V little b, V little c. Hopefully I can get all this in there. And V little a is equal to and that's right here, this coil, right? I'm sorry, not that coil. This terminal, right, is connected to the positive polarity of the A coil, right, which is VA. And if you trace it down right here, it's going to be the negative polarity of our B phase coil. Okay, so that means that we're going to be looking at minus VB. So let's go ahead and do the other ones real quick. And VB terminal right here is going to be connected directly to our B phase and then it's going to be minus, which is on our C phase negative polarity. Okay. So that means VB, well, if I could draw a B right, B minus VC. Okay. And now what's our C connected to? That's the last one. We only have a couple options left. We know that it's going to be VC for sure, right? So it's going to be, let's follow it in. Yes, that's VC. And the other connection is jumpered right here, and it jumpers all the way up to the negative polarity of our A phase coil, minus VA. And as a good double check, you have to use all your letters. So you got A, B, C here, and then you got A, B, C here. So yes, it all works. And then what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to draw this out. We were in red right there for the primary. So let's go back to purple. And we've got VA. Little VA is going to be big A right here. So we already have that one figured out. Minus VB, which, well, B is down this way, right? We don't want that. We want minus VB, which is up this way, okay? So the total vector sum is right here. And then we can get rid of that. And this is going to be V little a, okay? And now what do we have? We have the next one, which is VB. And I'm not going to keep doing this negative equals whatever. I'm just gonna show how to do it. So little VB is going to start right here. We're going to go VB minus VC, which is going to be right here-ish somewhere. I'm just going to go ahead and put that over here because I clearly have stuff in the way. And so this is V little b, right? And then VC is going to be VC minus VA, which is straight down right here and about something like that, okay? And so this is VC, little c. So now let's go ahead, and we know the secondary is a delta, so let's go ahead and redraw our delta. And this actually looks quite a bit better because we made a, the lines, the vector sums, and there you go. So there's your delta. And look at this delta. It lines up exactly like that delta, right? If you look at the clock change right here, it's at 11 o'clock, and then the primary A right here is at 12 o'clock. Okay? So, and the Y is exactly the same Y that is over here. Okay? They're the same shape, form, direction, rotation. It's exactly the same. So hopefully this helps. And I got one more video. In the next video, we're going to show the YD1 right here. And then one more, which is the DD0, pretty easy one. We're not going to do the YY0.